Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to the channel. As I always say, welcome back to the channel if you are a current subscriber. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel for the first time. I'm glad you stopped by. Check out the videos. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you hit the like button. It does help the channel grow. Road to 5,000 and beyond. The goal of the channel is to motivate, inspire, encourage. Hopefully you learn something from me and I learn something from you through your comments, which means your comments are always welcome. So today we're going to talk about Mary Ann Evans. Also, well, Mary Ann is actually her real name, but she went by George Eliot. I think Mary Ann lived around 1819 to 1890 or somewhere around that period. A poet, English woman, but she used the pseudonym of George Eliot, to hide her gender, so that her work would most likely receive, the credibility, would receive the attention that it deserved. So she used the pseudonym George Eliot. Anyway, so Mary Ann said, George Eliot, "It is never too late to be what you might have been." Let's process that. It's never too late to be what you might have been. You catch it? There are a lot of you who feel, I have had this feeling too, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm also preaching to myself. There are a lot of people who feel like, man, I'm running out of time. They've gotten to their 30s or their 40s or their 50s. It's around that age where you start thinking, I don't think I can do this again. I don't think I can do it again. It's never too late to be what you think you may have been, whom you think you may have been. In other words, don't give up on yourself, folks. Don't give up on yourself. And keep this in mind. Your journey is different to everyone else's journey, right? Your journey is different to everyone else's journey. You are not going to have the same path to success, to wealth, to the legacy that you're trying to create as, the other people, so to speak, that you may be looking at. Your journey is not going to be the same. You may have started in a different financial circumstance where you didn't grow up in a home that had the money, the resources to be able to send you to additional classes and take courses or piano lessons or whatever it is that you're hoping to pursue. You may have grown up in a home where the finances may not have been there. So what you're going to do? You're getting a late start. You may not have grown up in the home where folks, as much as they love you, they didn't have the mindset, right? The mindset needed for you to pursue a certain path and to encourage you to pursue that path and guide you as you were pursuing that path. You probably had to discover that by some stranger you met somewhere, or you discovered that when you went to school. So, sometimes, our family could love us, but they also can't always give us what we need. A lot of a lot of what we need to do to be successful, a lot of what we need to do to push forward, we got to discover some of that stuff on ourselves, by ourselves, on our own. We can't always say, well, my family didn't give me this, or my family, boy, geez. I got love from my family. I got support in that the roof was working, the lights weren't turned off. There was food on the table, and it was, go to school and do your work. That's the support that I got. All right. I'm not going to look and say to my parents, to my family, like, oh, well, I wish you were doing your sons and you were a bad mom, or you were a bad dad, or I hate you, or whatever the case is. Like, sometimes you see people do that sort of stuff. Folks could only give you what they have. I'm not trying to take away or differentiate between good and bad parenting. But there's also a sense of responsibility, especially when you get to a certain age, right? And folks can only give you what they have. You got to have that natural desire to to be innovative and go after the things that you want, to pursue the things you want. You're going to have that dog mentality inside of you that says, man, I'm going after the stuff that I want, and not waiting for folks to just always give you something, because people are not, sometimes they don't have it. They love you, but they also can't give you what they don't have. They don't always have the right words or the right this or the right that, but they put that food on the table. And I'm not saying that justifies every other action, but some things we got to learn to do on our own, right? So some people didn't grow up with the family structure. The vocabulary used in the home didn't match one of encouragement that would lead someone towards success. But that doesn't mean you can't be successful, right? As again, there is an independence of thought, an independence of thinking that each person must have. And while the journey is not going to be easy for everyone, while the journey is not going to look like what the other people had and their parents did that for them, and while your journey may be different, more challenging, it is your journey to embrace. It is your journey to pursue. And though it may take you a little while longer to get there, you can still get there. And that is the whole point about it. It's like you could still get to that point to where you could accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in life. And that's mainly what you have to focus on. So it's never too late. I know some people who've started at certain ages in their life and gone back to school to pursue careers, and they were able to successfully do so. I know a lot of people who are in school right now who have gone back to get a degree to do certain things, and they're successfully pursuing those careers now. They're 30-something, 40-something years old, and they're in classrooms with 20-year-olds. And I would say to folks like that, don't ever feel discouraged. Don't ever feel small. Don't ever feel embarrassed, because in this is your journey. And this is how, we all sometimes make mistakes in life, and we got to learn from them, but you keep going forward. But this is your journey. This is your time. Do not be embarrassed for the fact that God has put you in a position to move forward in a dream that you always had. Don't be embarrassed, right? That you only starting now. This is when it's your time. It's your turn. Instead of you getting to a point in your life and then you say, geez, yeah, I always wanted to be a school teacher, or I always want to be a doctor, or I always want to be a lawyer, or I always want to do this, or I always want to engineer or that, or I always want to have my own business, or I always wanted to do all these things. And the sad thing about that is some people never even started it. They never even tried. They doubted themselves before the journey even begun. Even before the journey started. Even before they said, let me buy whatever and start selling it, and this is the beginning of my business. They didn't even do that because they doubted themselves. They keep pushing it back. Next year, next year, next year. It's never too late to say, uh-oh, not what I could have done or not who I would have been, but this is who I am, because I decided to persevere, because I decided to just start and move forward. So folks, don't hold yourself back. Do not hold yourself back. Do not let people tell you you are too old. Do not let people tell you what you're going to do with all those kids, who going to take care of them. Do not tell them where you're going to get the money from to go back to school or start your business or do whatever. Do not let people tell you, oh, you're not smart enough. Do not let people tell you discouraging things, because a lot of times those people have fallen short of the dreams that they have for themselves. And because they have fallen short, and because they have given up, they want you to do the same. But I know you're not going to do that. So if you're watching this video today and there's something that you needed to do, go ahead and do it. and tell us what it is. You want to go back to school? Start putting yourself together. Start getting yourself right to get back in school. Start doing what needs to be done to do that. You want to start your business? Start doing your research. Whatever it is that you need to start doing. Do not give up. It is not too late, and it is never too late to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. But I got a little secret for you. You can't keep doubting yourself. You can't keep pushing it back forever. You got to go ahead and just start. All right? So get going, get going, get going. You ain't got none to lose. But there's a whole lot of glory on the end and joy if you get going. All right? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. 2 things at the end of every video. I know you're going to hear me say this, obviously, over and over again. Do something good for someone. You don't have to be rich to give back or to help folks. It's not always about money. And then also do something good for yourself, which is kind of goes with today's video. If there's something you always wanted to do, go ahead and start. Till next time.